Another conversation. same top, same outfit. Yeah, I'm not changing this. It's very comfortable. I haven't even started the video. Hello booktubing world. It is I, Capri Nicole, and I'm back with another video. So this is going to be another discussion video during my Melanin Book Magic series. If you don't know, or if you're new here, which I'm sure you are, we have a lot of new islanders. Melanin Book Magic is a video series that I do during Black History Month, where all of my content is predominantly focused on Black creators, Black book discussions, Black books, whatever. Like everything is just Black, blickety black, you know what I'm saying? I just finished filming another one, so I kind of lost my voice a little bit, but it's gonna come back. It's gonna come back. The more I talk, it's gonna come back, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, I'm excited to talk about this, and like I always say, I would love to hear your opinions in the comment section below. Y'all always have plenty to say. And if you agree with me or you disagree with me, whatever, keep it cute. Don't disrespect other islanders either. Like, I've never had an issue, like I said. I've never had an issue with any of the islanders disrespecting each other. Y'all have always been very respectful. So I'm not worried about that. But like I said, when it comes to discussion videos, we talk about things that might ruffle a few feathers. So just keep it cute in the comment section below. But I would love to hear your opinion on this. So I was on TikTok recently, and I saw this video of this girl. I think she took her video down because I can't find it. I knew I should have saved it. But if you're on Black Book Talk or Black AF Book Talk, then you probably have seen the video. But it was a girl saying that she doesn't like reading urban books or like urban romance books just because it has too much pedophilia. And I was just like, where is this coming from? But then I started thinking about it, and I was like, now I know what she's talking about now. So like I always do, I'm gonna give my opinion. So I think what she meant was when the main character is like 15 or 16, and then like the love interest or the person she's talking to or the person that ends up ruining her life is like in their mid-20s. To me, that is still pedophilia. Like, that's still very weird that it's a child. If their age ends with teen, they are a child. So your grown ass should not be dating nobody that's age ends with teen in it. Like 18 either. 18, 19, that is still a child. So if you in your mid-20s, I don't give a damn what part of the world you from. You should not be dating nobody in their damn teenager ages. Like 18 is not an adult either, okay? I think that's what she was talking about. I think she had an issue with like the main character being 16 and then the guy she's talking to being in their 20s. Now, being someone that, I ain't gonna say all of my life was in the hood, but I had pockets of my life that was a little rough. And, you know, being in Clayco, being in Rice Heights, like all of them little pockets, it is very common, even in like just the Black community in general, for people in their mid-20s to be and hang out around people that are still teenagers. Like when I was in Clayco and I'd be kicking it with my girls or whatever, I was probably like 12 or 13. But some of the guys that would be outside or kicking it or whatever would be 20, 21, 23, whatever. They would all be in the same groups as us. Like, obviously they're wrong because it's like, you're 20, what the fuck are you doing hanging out with like teenagers? But like, we will all be chilling outside, and we just would happen to be, you know, in the same community. Like, it never was just like they were well, some of them were weirdos, but it was never like they were preying on 15 and 16-year-olds. We all just would like be outside having kickbacks, whatever, and we would all be in the same area. So when I was growing up and I would be reading books that I wasn't supposed to be reading, like all of the urban books that my mom had, or like any books that my cousin would read as well, it would have characters that were older than me. But because I was so young, I was like 12, 13, 14, whatever, I didn't understand the issues with these books. Like, I feel like as an adult, when I read urban romance, I've never, well, I'm not gonna say never, but I haven't recently read any books as an adult that had a main character that was in an urban romance that was like 16 and dealing with somebody that was like 20, whatever. I haven't read any books like that recently. Everything that I read that's like an urban romance or urban contemporary or whatever, the characters are grown. Both of the characters are grown, so it never made me really uncomfortable. I did read a book recently where I felt like they I don't even know how to say this, infantilized, like made her childlike, and it made me really uncomfortable when I rated that book extremely low. I'll talk about it in a second. But as far as books that have huge age gaps where the main character is a teenager and her love interest is like 25, I have not read any books recently like that. And if I have, it was shown to be a negative thing. Like, what's the child's name? The book Grown, I'll put up a picture, but the book Grown, that book did touch on a lot of the issues in the Black community as far as like age, inappropriate age is concerned. But like I said, as an adult, I haven't read anything recently where it's shown in a book. And I feel like a lot of people need to learn that there is not a problem with you bringing up something that you have an issue with. Okay, there's nothing wrong with that. It's never a problem to say, I didn't like this in this book, this is why I didn't enjoy this book. There's nothing wrong with that. However, when you bring an issue up and you generalize it across the entire genre, you can't do that. Like if you read a book that had a main character, which I'm sure you have, like I feel like maybe The Coldest Winter Ever and Midnight, like that whole little series that I read, I feel like that was like the last time as an adult that I read a book that had really young characters and it had some type of age thing that was like weird, but it was so long ago I don't really remember. But you cannot generalize an entire genre and say, you know, this character was 16, this other character was 25, that's inappropriate. Is it inappropriate? Absolutely. That's weird. Like, they don't have anything in common, they should not be dating, that's not okay. However, you cannot say the entire genre of urban romance has pedophilia because you read one book or two books or whatever that had a really weird age gap. Like, you just can't do that, because then that would mean no matter what, if I pick up a book that is in the urban romance genre or urban contemporary, there would have to be some type of inappropriate age gap within that book. If what you're saying and the way you're generalizing is true, then no matter what book I pick up in that genre, that would have to show up at some point. Okay, but that's not the case. So I feel like people need to learn that when you have an opinion about something, or you have something happens in a book that you don't like, you can absolutely say something, but you cannot generalize an entire genre. However, I will say that it's not like what she said was wrong, because that is common, and I feel like it's not common. Let me take that back. I will say what she brought up is not wrong, and it does happen in some urban romance books, but it also happens in other genres besides urban romance. So it's like, for Black authors and urban romance to already barely get recognition and not really get as many readers and opportunities as other people, for you to say something or generalize an entire genre that would steer people away from going towards that, or who have never gotten into those type of books, saying something like that will steer them away from that genre. So you're hurting Black authors and Black creators, and that I have a problem with, because you need to be careful what you do with your platform. You need to be careful the conversations you choose to have with people that follow you, other creators, whatever. Because if there are Black readers that generally don't like urban romance, because there are Black readers that that's not their cup of tea, but I feel like I can recommend you some books that are urban romance that you would like. But if they see this creator come up and say, oh, every urban romance book has pedophilia in it, I can't get down with that genre. Do you know how many readers that you just turned away from that entire genre just from one stupid ass video? You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you got to be careful what you do with your mouth, because the tongue has power. So you really cannot just be coming on the internet and just saying whatever the fuck you want, especially when it comes to Black authors and Black books, because we already fighting for our lives as recently. You know what I'm saying? They already have to fight to get readership. So it's like, for you to steer an entire group in one swift video is crazy as hell. But I will say what she said is not like it's wrong. There are some books that I feel like are in urban romance, and not just urban romance, there's other books that have huge weird ass age gaps, but we're talking about urban romance, so we're going to focus on urban romance right now. Okay, so there are books in urban romance that I feel like have these huge gaps, and it's really weird. I feel like I said before, I haven't read recently, aside from like Sister Soldier's books, where I feel like from what I remember, I think there was some kind of weird age gap there, but I haven't read any urban romances recently that had a weird age gap. However, when I was reading those books, like as a child, because I was like, when, you know, a teenager, whatever, when I was a teenager and I was reading these books, because those ages were so far away from my current age, I didn't see an issue with it, because I just thought, okay, these are adults, like they are grouped into an adult area. But you know, if I'm 12 and I'm reading about a 16, 17, 18, 19, 20-year-old and their love interest is like in their 30s or in their mid-20s, I just generalize them as adults. So when you're a younger reader, or you're a reader who just started getting into a specific genre, you might completely bypass something like that, okay? But with age comes intelligence, and with age comes, you know, you got your coof, okay? You know what the hell is going on. So when you read something like that, you might be like, what the hell is this? Now, I don't want to get too deep, but I will say, I feel like some of the Black authors, not all of them, obviously, some Black authors back in the day, I feel like they would be comfortable or would write female main characters that were teenagers being paired up with someone in their mid-20s, because Black girls are this is a deeper conversation we're not gonna have today, but I feel like Black girls lose their innocence and are seen as adults a lot earlier than any other girls. So when a Black author writes a book and she has a female main character and she's Black, and it's hard to explain this, but if the author is obviously in the Black community and she sees, and she is a Black woman, because I've seen Black women write like this, they still look at Black girls as grown, or they still look at Black girls as adults, and they lose their innocence a lot earlier than any other girl. So when they write and cast, or when they write these characters, they don't see an issue with it, because they already have a warped way of viewing Black girls. Does that make sense? Like, I don't know how else to explain it, but I feel like it might happen in some urban books because that author views Black girls as okay to be paired up with someone of a later age, because like I said, you know, when I used to be kicking it outside or whatever, this is just something that we would see, okay? Like, we're not gonna make it seem like it's only in the Black community. It's not, but this is something that it's common. And at the end of the day, in a way, they blame it on the girls all the time. They always say like, oh, she's grown, she's fast, she's whatever, but it's like, he is an adult. He's an adult, and he should not be hanging out with no damn 16-year-old. That's weird as shit. But as always, they blame the girl. And when it comes to Black girls, I feel like they're pinned as adults a lot earlier and seen as adults a lot earlier than any other group, if that makes sense. So when you have an author that is a Black man or a Black woman that is in the Black community, and they also have this viewership of Black girls, they have no issue with putting them in books dating somebody that's in their damn 20s, okay? Because they don't see a problem with that. There are also Black authors that have seen this happen and write books like Grown or whatever and bring up that and say, this is not okay. Like, can we stop trying to make it seem like this is fine? Like, no, you cannot use or harp on someone's naivete or someone's innocence based on their age to get what you want, because at the end of the day, that still makes you a predator, okay? So there are Black authors and Black creators that bring up that in their books, but like I said, there's also a side where they don't see an issue with it, because like I said, Black girls are shown and seen as grown or adults a lot earlier than any other group of girls. So I do understand what this creator was saying, but like I said, stop generalizing with your opinion. If you have an opinion on something, have that opinion, but do not group an entire group of books and steer an entire group of readers that could have, might have been interested in urban romance, but now they're not because of some stupid you said. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, I did bring up some things that are common in the Black community, and I could see where someone would write a book and not see an issue with that, okay? it still was an issue with them, because they need to address their problems. Because why the hell you think that's okay? Okay, that's all I have to say on this conversation. Like, let me know in the comment section below if you saw that video, because I cannot find it. I was gonna put it up so you guys could see it, but I cannot find it. I think I summarized it pretty well. Let me know if you've read any books that made you feel like, you know, pedophilia was heavy in it. And I feel like age gap is romanticized in any other genre, but then when it's shown in like Black literature, whether it's to address an issue or it's just a part of the story, the entire genre gets generalized, which is crazy as shit to me. Like, overall, it's weird as hell to be having a 16-year-old dating somebody that's 1,000 years old or somebody that's 30 years old, whatever. That's weird. But I feel like people always have an opinion. When it comes to urban romance, people always have a damn opinion on it. Like, really, they always have something to say. So, you know, yeah. But, oh, it was a book that I read recently where there was not an age gap, but the main character had autism, or she had autism, or I think she was on the spectrum, same thing. And she was shown as such a child. Like, they really talked about this girl like she didn't know right from wrong, whatever. I just didn't like the way they would talk about her, like the way that they would say how she makes decisions, or they would tell her she's being a big girl or whatever, like whenever she makes a good adult decision. I'm like, this girl is in her mid-20s. Like, what the f are we talking about? Obviously she has autism, but she's on like level 1 or 2 where she's like a functioning adult. And I don't understand why people in this book were really painting her out to be this small child. And there were just too many incidents where it was like, it made me so uncomfortable, and it made me feel icky, because I was just like, I really wanted to like it, because I'm like, this would be great, because then I can recommend this book. I'll put up a picture so y'all know what I'm talking about. But I was like, this could be great, because then I'll have a book that I can recommend everyone that is a Black book, and it has a main character that is on the spectrum. But baby, I had a terrible time. And I will say, if you want to check it out, feel free. I think I'm on the minority with this one, because I feel a majority of the book community loved this damn book down. Like, the reviews were raving. I feel like it's not for me. I just didn't like the way that they were describing her in certain situations. And her dad, I think I kind of checked out when her dad, the guy that she was interested in, pulled up a sex tape on the TV screen and was like yelling at her for talking to this man. Something about that, it really just gave like reprimanding a teenager. And then like certain like sexual acts and things that were happening, he was like, oh, you know, she got called a big girl too many times. And I just was like, why are y'all talking to this girl like she's 5? Like, it was really weird. It was really odd to me. Maybe I was looking a little bit too deep into it, but me no likey. Like, it was not for me. So that was like the most recent book that I read that made me a little bit uncomfortable, and I felt like they were doing some weird up in there. Like, I was like, oh nah, not for me. But everybody else loved it, so if it's something that you feel like you would be interested in, feel free. But hell nah. But overall, that's all I have to say about this topic. Let me know in the comment section below how you feel about it. Let me know if you saw that video, because I can't find it now. I can only find the responses to it. But yeah, child. So that's that. But if you made it to the end of this video, please leave this emoji right here in the comment section below, so I know you made it to the end of the video. Always remember, read a book, keep your life interested, and I will see you next time. And a special thank you to all of my patrons. I really appreciate y'all's support. Thank you. We have new content coming, you know what I'm saying, and y'all obviously will see this video first. So, you know, it feels good to be on the Golden Islander side. If you do want to join them, the link is in my description below. So I will see you guys in the next video. Okay, bye.
Oh, you ain't top off. Oh, you ain't Flintstones. Oh, you took a little roller off. Oh, you ain't big stones. Oh, you ain't two